Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 5, and I am with two incredible poets slash creatives today from the Midlands. So they're in London today to support Noor and RVJ, Temi and Lay Speaks. Side by side, we have Shak and Belal. How are you guys?
Yeah. I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed. I'm excited to be in. It's an honor to be here, bro, and meet you as well.
I really was saying this before. Like, I'm really glad I got to meet you guys recently. Like, just to see your poetry up front. I've been aware of you guys from like last year doing your thing, and obviously we have similar passions, and we kind of cross over in like we do poetry, we do photography, videography. We have chat platforms that hold poetry content. So I just thought like, it's only about time that I get you on, because I think people need to know about Spoken Lyrik more and need to know about you guys individually as artists as well, because let's face it, if you guys need a headline, these two are available, you know what I mean? So yeah, like do you guys want to introduce yourselves or like
So I'm Belal. I don't know, what is there really to say? I mean...
Do you want me to introduce you?
Oh yeah, we did that for episode 1. So I'm going to have Shaks introduce Belal and Belal introduce Shaks.
Oh, wicked. Okay, so this is Belal. Honestly, a very young, confident, creative go-getter, genuinely a go-getter. I was telling you this before we even started.
Yeah.
You are a guy that pushes the envelope, a talented performer, such a nice individual as well, and really likable character, bro. I can't stress that enough. And also, thank you for organising this as well.
No,
that's what I'm saying about Belal, man. He's just a guy of many talents. He has a website. He does photography. He does video behind the scenes, and and he's a creative. He does rap. He sings. He dances. He does poetry, headlines. London, Birmingham, and anywhere on the map, bro.
Thank you. I mean, like, I feel
actor as well. Actor
as well. Yeah. Pretty much like doing everything, kind of trying to find a way in, I guess. Because I feel
you're already doing it to me. Like, I feel like you're already doing your thing, bro.
I'll be honest. I feel like there's a long way to go, and like this is for me just like the beginning. Like today, it's important, I feel, for us to do this, because we have been working for so long, and it's nice to kind of be able to come today and like almost celebrate this, especially with Meta as well, to like kind of big you up as well for having us here and just even having the platform.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of both of you. I think just what you do, what you guys represent, and just like the platform you've created, I think has been incredible. The content that you're putting out there is really different in terms of like poetry content. Like just like the production values alone, like you can see in the video, and you've got some high caliber poets there. Like I was just watching the Holly D one yesterday. I watched the RVJ one when it came out, I think last year. And I think your one as well. You've got a few. You've got like 2 or 3, man. But I guess he's
got a next one coming out soon as well. So stay tuned. Spoken Lyrik, spoken.lyrik with a K. YouTube that.
Cool. Yeah. So Shak. So first and foremost, I'm gonna say that Spoken Lyrik is literally it is Shak. So Shak is basically kind of opened so many doors for all of these poets, like, and creatives, myself included. I'm gonna speak on my own behalf, I feel, to kind of be able to come and express what it is that they want to do in a format where they're able to share that and be proud of what, you know, they produce. I feel like just even being friends with Shak, I've been able to kind of have, you know, so many opportunities, because he's someone that wants to, you know, fend for the people around him and fight like in their corner. So I really commend Shak for what he's done for like the poetry community, and like Spoken Lyrik is pretty much Shak, you know. But
share Noor. Let's not leave Noor. Let's not leave Noor. Noor's in the mix as well. Get me in trouble, bro.
Yeah,
get me in trouble, bro.
Oh, my bad.
Let's get into like how you guys got into poetry.
Do you want the long story or the short story?
I think people would love the long story.
Oh God, will they love it? Me droning
you
on
get-
in my
oh,
boring
is that
accent, bro. I don't know about that.
Is there a medium version of this story?
The medium version. Okay. Essentially, I've written before in different genres, in different music, throughout my history in my younger years, and the creativity died off for a while, and then I went back to uni, had a lockdown. In lockdown, I thought, let me write something a bit more mature. What's mature for my age now? Poetry. And then I started writing poetry from there, and essentially just watched a lot of video content, American video content around that. Hand over to Belal.
No, I was getting into that.
No, I think we need the long version now. We need the long version. Because that medium was too short. So long way.
Damn. Okay. So what happened with me is that my uncle was a DJ, heavily into grime, and he thought it'd be funny to like get me rapping on grime, and he used to write lyrics to me, like lyrics for me, for my age and what I was going through, and he would get me to like rap in front of his mates and that, and then he just started recording me, getting me to do sets with him in his room, and I just was doing up grime for till I was about 12, 13. Like I was literally writing with him when I was 10. Then I stopped because grime was a bit dead at the time. And then later on, my good friend Andre, who does music now, rap music, showed me Kendrick Lamar and really got me inspired because he was trying to be a rapper. And I thought, wow, like this was the first time I was hearing Kendrick. Obviously, my mind was blown. So I thought, let me pick the pen back up and do a little rap. And I wrote something mad, like 300 songs. I like counted them, like writing raps after raps after raps. And then I stopped because, it was funny because a lot of the raps I was writing was conscious. Okay. And then I started listening to conscious material because that was the phase I was going through at the time. Listening to Bob Marley, and I realised Bob Marley's already said everything that I want to say. So I literally just put the pen down after that and thought, fuck all these bars off in the bin. Threw away 300 songs, bro. I just thought, fuck it, I don't need it anymore. Really? And then, so that's my history with writing.
Mad. Okay. We need to revisit like why you threw that away, because like that's crazy.
I just thought I wasn't going to use it, bro. I'm not going to use it, but clearly I needed it.
I mean, if every rapper felt like that about Tupac and Biggie, they would have stopped rapping and we got no music at all. Like,
makes sense. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad you haven't stopped though. Belal, like, how did you get into poetry?
So I'm just gonna wipe my nose real quick.
Yeah, go for it. We can edit that out.
Nah, keep it in, bro.
I've got tissue.
Sorry, thank you. I'm so messy.
I've got tea there.
Yeah. I got told this because I'm a Virgo, you know. I'm like it's like chaotic, order, something like that. So it's like going in a certain direction, but with chaos.
Okay. I don't think you're very chaotic. I think you're very push the envelope. I don't know about chaotic though.
Push the envelope. Yeah,
of course you get things done, bro. You're not scared to ask. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, bro.
I like that.
Thank you.
I said to Meta before we even started, genuinely, I thought if this man worked in the BBC 2 years, 3 years from now, you'd have a top job,
Listen
bro.
to this, yeah. I'm just saying, because I need some recommendations for when I inevitably apply. So to kind of get into this, because I wanted to answer your question, but you brought up something really interesting. Like working for the BBC or like working for like kind of one of these, big like production companies, I commend like anyone that does the work, they should get the rewards. But it's, I think, to me at least, like a shame, I think, that you don't really have many options in terms of wanting to make a career out of creativity.
You know what's mad though? You know that, what's that guy? That fake drill rapper? The funny one? What's it? Muchachow or something?
Yeah.
What's his long ass name?
Yeah.
He works for the BBC, bro. He was writing programs and that, but he started his own channel from that as well, with the knowledge that he took from there.
Yeah.
So
and now he's doing movies with The Rock, and
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
yeah, I think I might be just kind of like a bit, I don't know,
like an online personality. I think with the internet, anything's possible. Like, it's just, that's the thing about content, man. Anything can blow up. You don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
But carry on with your train of thought. I didn't want to stop you. I just wanted to say, bro, if you did, I just really wanted to say that, like, you've got that spirit.
Thank you.
So your origins in poetry?
Yeah. So I started writing, I think, around like 13, something like that. But it wasn't like poetry or anything. It was just like kind of just writing stuff, like diary entries, things like that. I was always into kind of performance, things like that as well when I was a kid. So when I was like 6 years old or whatever, I'd be on stage, just kind of school productions, things like that, and just kind of grew up just doing that every year. And yeah, like I think poetry it's kind of like being able to relive that like feeling of being on stage in like that kind of moment, you know. It's almost like I can balance that with everything else. So yeah, it's it's just kind of like a way to express how you're feeling.
What I want to ask is, because you were a sick performer from day. From day, bro.
Yeah,
like from the day I met you, you was defo
sick,
like
bro.
sick. So, but there was a gap between you being sick and now you're getting out there. Like you're doing more shows now visibly. What was the gap about?
Self-belief, man. I'll be honest with you. I think it's difficult to kind of make a career out of it. Like it's not really a conventional route to like make a living. So it's difficult to kind of put your foot down and say I want to do this, you know. So I guess for me it was like I'm in a position now where okay, I can definitely, you know, find the time to do this. And it was about finding time, finding opportunities, location, etc. And obviously lockdown as well. So like that's
How does like the music fit in with obviously your performance? Because obviously you did poetry, but then how did you find the passion for music then, and how did you decide to blend those?
I was very kind of very much like the music that I've made, they're kind of just like bedroom like beats, you know. You just kind of get to moments sometimes, I guess, and you know the music that I've put out to like the I don't know 10 people that have like listened to what I've made, they're just kind of just moments where I'd be in a space and I'd just kind of put stuff together. It started out like in school. I was just sometimes I guess I'd go play on the piano and just kind of sing to myself.
So did you have lessons in playing the keys? You self-taught?
Nah, no lessons or anything. Wanted to get lessons, but obviously
it's expensive. Yeah. My parents said the same thing.
Yeah.
So it was natural to you, would you say?
Nah. I mean,
it seems that's the way you're explaining it. It seems like it was just naturally you just gravitated towards that.
Because I don't remember like just wanting one day to like you know. I just kind of it's always just been a constant kind of I've wanted to perform. I've wanted to, you know, kind of create stuff and do things like that. And maybe it comes a bit naturally to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe, but I don't know, man. I guess I'm just built different.
We're ill, fam. That's what we are. We're ill. We shouldn't even be doing. We should just be doing a normal career, getting paid normal peas.
Yeah.
But no, we're ill, fam.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Fuck.
I also wanted to kind of delve into obviously like how, you know, spoken lyric came about.
When I was speaking about writing in lockdown for the third time in a different genre for me, I started writing poetry, and then I went on YouTube to find influences and inspiration, and most of the inspiration was American, and I thought to myself, well, I could make this. Like, if there's no UK version, I can't find it, and it's not easy to find. Well, I could make that. So weirdly, again, I don't know why the hell I did this. I probably shouldn't have done it. But I didn't know anyone in the scene, didn't know a spoken word scene existed or poetry in the UK. I didn't know any poets or anything. But I decided to rent a studio or videographer, get some poets together, 25, and film 50 videos in one day, which I ended up doing. Because I knew if I could create a batch content, I could drip feed it on YouTube and social media, and that was the goal. And how I met Belal is I put out an advert on Facebook advertising for a videographer, to shoot the poetry series. Bear in mind, I didn't really have anyone on board at this time, but I knew what I wanted to do. And I knew how to get them. I just went on Instagram and just done research through Instagram. So Instagram was a big tool for me at the start in sourcing poets for that project. But I didn't know it was going to work. And then Belal applied for the videographer role, which I put out. And at the time, Belal was using a lot of his phone. I believe it seemed like his work that he sent me was phone-based, and it wasn't. That's not what I wanted. I wanted something clear-cut, very professional, if you like. And Belal said, you know what, that's fair enough. Your project sounds sick. Can I work on it with you?
I love that.
And then I love that too, bro. That's what I'm saying about this geezer. He's a real go-getter. Like, he'll put himself in spaces, get stuff done, and build contacts from that. So Belal was very integral. I don't want to underplay what is provided to Spoken Lyrik. At the end of the day, I wouldn't say he's necessarily a part of Spoken Lyrik now, but in the beginning, he's integral, and he's welcome to collaborate at any time, bro. Like, I'm not saying you're not part of Spoken Lyrik, but he's not as active in Spoken Lyrik is what I'm saying.
I hear that.
Yeah, my heart just like broke into pieces, man.
No disrespect at all, bro. Integral at the start. So he helped me develop ideas. He helped me get into some. I didn't even know about Google Docs or Canva. He was hitting me up on knowledge and game that I needed to get stuff done. And he was doing all this research on his own anyways, and he was blessing me with the info, allowing me to bounce off ideas, which built up into what Spoken Lyrik was as a platform on Instagram. And then we come to the shoot day, which I do want to mention. I don't want to babble on too much, but cool, the key thing I want to mention about Belal is that when it came to the shoot day, his role was capture BTS and make people comfortable, and that's exactly what he did, bro. He was in there capturing behind the scenes, capturing footage for me, and literally liaising with everyone, building networks, making them feel comfortable, getting them to do the performance, because some people are quite nervous and don't come prepared or whatever, and a lot of stuff's going on, and we have a lot of videos to get through, and it's a long day, but Belal stayed strong and done what he needed to do, and he's done that on the second shoot day that we had as well. And from the second shoot day,
I got a camera.
He got a camera. He got one camera, bro, and set up his own website and did all this madness and getting paid and that.
Yeah, shout out to Dan, by the way.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He's an integral part in the growth of Spoken Lyrik, genuinely.
And just to make, obviously, Belal, you weren't here when we were just I was talking to Shak, but my most of my poetry channel is off my phone.
Yeah.
So all my content, 90% of it is from my phone. Like you said, man, people come through, get a camera, and then you start doing your thing. And when you see both of these guys in person, you can see the love between them is genuine. I really love watching you guys together. I love when you're doing your thing, and you know each other's bars or lyrics and stuff. It's really amazing, and I love what you guys have together. So Belal, tell us about what you're in London right now. So what is kind of your mission going into 2023 and with your website, your photography? Because it seems like you're busy now, because I just saw Swaggy's photo shoot.
Yeah, man.
You're doing bits, and Zara looks sick as well. Big up, shout out to Zara as well, and Swag. Tell me how that journey is in your photography.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of trying out different things right now. I think London is such a kind of big place, and there are so many opportunities around, so I just kind of want to explore as many as possible. But the most important thing for me right now, I think, is to kind of build that name, build a reputation. Kind of, if people think about, okay, well, I need something done in terms of photography or whatever, that they'd come to me. And the thing is, I think like I've been doing videos, I've been making videos, taking pictures, all of this kind of stuff, performing since I was young. And all of this is just me kind of reconnecting with that and just keeping on doing the thing that I've always been doing.
Yeah.
Because it was like a choice that I made like last year or something along those lines, like after just kind of taking, like just working so long, you know, Just Eat, and then as a waiter, and like, you know, before in like a fish and chip shop, and kind of earning like £5 an hour cash in hand.
Right, I know about them brands there. Yeah,
I was like, you know what, there's you know, I'm sure there's a better way for me to make a, you know, a living.
Yeah.
I didn't like doing it just kind of working for someone else, so I just kind of wanted to work for myself. And I don't know, it's just early days right now, so we don't know what's going to happen. You know, if things change, I'm flexible, I adapt.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm here, I'm in London, I'm trying my best, and yeah, check out the website.
He's got like promo codes and sometimes.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, it's just hit me up, man.
And Shak, so what were you doing before poetry? Like, were you working? Were you studying? Or
during lockdown, when I started writing poetry, I was currently in university at that time. Not currently, I was previously in university at that time.
But yeah, what were you studying? Was it like?
Oh right, yeah. Okay, so essentially for me, my career history. Do you want the long story or the short story?
Nah, let's go for the long story. I'm opting for the long story. We've got time, bro.
So career journey with Shak. You know what, bro? I went sixth form. I wanted to be an actor, bro, because I had a drama background.
I love that.
And I was doing all the right things up until 17, 18, and then I just thought, personally, I am not like Belal in that sense of just a go-getter. Like I need.
I want to hear your story, bro.
No, I'm bringing you in because you're here, bro. Like I'm not like. I'm trying to big you up, bro.
No, but I appreciate it, man. But
just say thank you.
Thank you, bro.
But now I'm not that way inclined in terms of push the envelope and like network with this person and meet that person, like, and do all these things. I just wanted to settle down and make this money at the time.
Yeah.
Because situation, I just needed money in the situation I was in.
Okay.
So essentially I got an apprenticeship, sacked all the creative stuff off, and sacked the dream of becoming an actor. Sacked that off. Bro, I had the best year of my life when I was an apprentice. I was working in a gym. It was so sick, bro. Like, it was so sick, just chilling with the boys, training, talking to girls. It was, bro, it was legit.
It's like an extended summer holiday or something.
It was sick. Like, I really enjoyed working. And then from then on, I got a different job and realised that, working's not all it's cracked up to be. It's actually quite dry. I worked many a job. When I look back, I've worked many a job, and 90% of them I didn't enjoy. So I just thought, well, what do I want to do? What am I passionate at? Drama. So I went back to the creative side of me, and went back to uni at like 21, I think I was at the time, and maybe 21, 22. And I studied to be a drama teacher, so I'm actually a qualified drama teacher. I actually got a first as well.
Awesome.
Brazy from me. And then I realised halfway through that I didn't really want to be a teacher, because just the system, man, it just made me realise why I didn't like education in the beginning, bro. Like, I came back to it because I do think, personally, I have the attributes to be a teacher. You can see I fucking like babbling on and talking. I don't mind presenting. That comes across in the poetry as well. Like, I like building something and delivering it. But the education system as we know it in the West, not for me. So I just went on and got a normal job, and then just carried on the creativity, really.
I've been talking to Noor and stuff, and she said that you're expanding into London. Like, can you expand on that as well?
Okay, cool. So Noor is part of Spoken Lyrik. She's my partner, and literally Can I go into the backstory of that?
Yeah,
do you want
I would
me
love to hear it. Like,
the Shak podcast. No, joking. So, briefly, shout out to Noor. I love you. I don't know which camera I'm looking at, but
you can look at both. Oh no, look at this one. Look at this one.
I love you.
It's gonna be in the trailer.
So, okay, cool. Right, at the time, I was working with Belal. Belal went off to uni, did more of his own thing at that time, working in a fish and chip shop probably. Too busy for spoken. No, joking. And I was working with it on my partner at the time, and then we broke up. But also, I wanted to collaborate. Like, I really wanted to collaborate with someone because I was losing motivation in what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I put out a shout out, and Noor replied. Like, she literally said, I want to do something more in this spoken word scene. Let's work together. Bro, it was a hit straight off. She had all these ideas, was literally...
Yeah, she's got ideas for days.
Feeding me with this creative energy that she had and the positivity that she has. And I just thought, wow, this is a beautiful woman. Let's get together.
She's very smart as well. She can wear so many hats, and she's an incredible singer herself, incredible poet. And yeah, you're right. Like, loads of good ideas. She's when you talk to her, you know she's such an intelligent person.
Good ideas. That's a good note to follow on. So it's her idea to branch out into London, because essentially, for those that don't know, I'm moving country. Decided to get out of here for a bit and just live my life. You know what I mean? Because I know we're talking about spoken word, but essentially, for me, it's not everything about me. You know what I mean? Gotta live my life. Anyways, sidetrack. In regards to spoken lyric, yes, Noor does want to carry on the shows while I'm gone. And because we run shows in Wolverhampton at the moment.
Yeah.
And Noor just wants to carry on that, and hopefully she'll get some experience in what I do in Wolverhampton, which is host the show, organise the show, organise the Rodster, sell the tickets, do all this stuff. She helps me, but she'll be doing it on her own more so for London, which is the scene that she's already involved in. Yeah. So it'd be a good transition. I've already made footnotes in Wolverhampton with her help, with her beside me. So when she does that for London, she's going to be set up already, you get me? So I can't wait to see it, but it's all on Noor at the moment. Like, if she decides to do
I'm
that,
sure
then
she can handle it, bruv.
Yeah, of course.
I remember her first performance. It was I think it was at BYOB. I don't know if that's correct.
Probably.
And obviously Rohan was hosting at the time I was filming, so she did her poem Woman, and
one of my favourite pieces.
For someone who performed for the first time, because I remember my first time, it was shit. Like, she was just so on point. Her delivery was sick. It was like she's been doing it from time. It was so polished, and yeah, like, just the conviction in her performance through the words. And you're forgetting, like, she's quite young as well. Like, I don't know how old she is. Yeah, like, you just can't believe so much, like, wisdom is coming out of this person. You know what I mean? Especially the content of her poetry and her audio. Her audio project reflects that as well.
Yeah, bro, I love that shit. Like, I listen to it. Yeah, that shit was so right? Good. Yeah.
Plug it. Yeah, plug it.
100%. Yeah. Bro,
listen to Noor's project. Is it something with the moon? I forgot the title. But yeah, man.
Light in the dark room.
Light in the dark room.
Light in the dark room.
Available on Spotify and Apple Music. So, what was it like doing spoken lyric events in, like, Birmingham, Wolverhampton sides? Like, well, how does the scene there differ to London?
Okay, I'm going to explain that, but I'm also bringing Belal, because Belal has actually performed at one of the shows.
Okay.
So, do you want to talk about that? Like, explain the experience, and because you've got insight into other poetry nights as I do, but I don't want to come across biased. So, what did you genuinely think?
Yeah. I don't really know. I'll be honest. It's kind of like, to me, just kind of poetry night, like Google Maps, where to go, and it's all just this kind of same. Like, one day I'm in, Wolverhampton, the other day, next day I'm in London, next day I'm in Birmingham. Like, not obviously next day, but like, just kind of. But I haven't really explored London. I'll be honest. But look, if I wanted to talk about kind of, Shak's spoken lyric night, and when I went, last time, I think I haven't seen or I haven't experienced a poetry night where there have been so many people just kind of intimately involved with the performance as well. So it's kind of like you see, like, and I like to watch the audience sometimes when other people perform, just to kind of see their reactions. And people were engaged, you know, like super engaged. They felt part of the performance, you know, people not only clicking, like just kind of getting their bodies involved with the performances. And I think that's on, you know, something that it really depends on the people who are running the event. And this is a lot of kind of what, I don't know, like these, like this is all about what a community is. It's all about people, and if you're great with people, then obviously you're able to do things. And Shak is an amazing person with people. You know, he knows how to kind of hold that space for others, and it's something which a lot of people aren't able to do, because I feel like a lot of the time, like the whole point about poetry, or not poetry in the sense, but like the whole point sometimes is to kind of, you know, get attention, right? Like you want people to kind of hear what you have to say, you know. It's a kind of outlet. And a lot of the time, a lot of poets, when they have, you know, their own kind of, if you're not a manager, if you're not like if you're a poet yourself, you want yourself to be heard, etc. With Shak, it's kind of like he holds other people to kind of, you know, allow them that space as well. Like it's not like he wants himself only to be heard. It's him and sharing that with others. And so when I went to the event and I saw this kind of like in its material form, beyond just the online kind of spoken lyric page, when I saw people in that place, in that venue, and I managed to like get to perform as well, I took pictures with everyone at the end, man. I was there snapping with everyone, you know, like saying hi to so many people, just kind of connecting with a lot of people that I've met through Shak, who, you know, today I'm able to kind of, you know, call friends and kind of, you know, mates within this kind of community.
Yeah, I remember I met you for the first time last year. I think Mind Never Matter. What I liked about you is like you were just proper engrossed in just being in the moment and just freestyling. And if it weren't for that bloody alarm siren that interrupted you, like you would have gone on for I think another few minutes.
Bro, I'm always down, bro, as long as there's someone who's holding the space. Like I love to see people that are kind of, you know, like just passionate about something. That makes me passionate. It makes me want to get engaged, you know, and that's something that, you know, that's down to you. Kind of even just the fact that we were there in the first place, like the crowd and everything. I was just a part of it, man, but you held that space, and that's so important. When it comes to both of you, like obviously you're both artists in your own right, like are you creating anything at the moment that people should be aware of? Like what's 2023 looking like? I know you're going to be in Australia, but are you planning to create poetry there, right?
Yeah, I do have an idea and a plan for myself regarding creativity, but it's also I'm also in a phase where it's kind of like I don't have to, bro. Like, yes and no. There's a lot of stuff that goes into the creation. You can just create, but for me, I don't really want to create if no one's hearing or listening to, which Belal alluded to. Just so. I need to, for myself, before I create anything, I do have an idea of what I want to create, but I need to really tap into this beast, what we call social media. Like, I need to tap into that, because if I'm going to do it, I don't just want a couple of views. It sounds vain, but for me, like, I can't do it unless I'm top. You know what I mean? I can't do it unless I want to blow. I can't do poetry if I'm not considered one of the top. You know what I mean? I want to be in that branch. I don't have to be top, tippy top.
But you need to be in that tier or in a topic of conversation. Like, I
want to be in the conversation. And if I'm going to post, where else am I going to post the material that I'm going to create? It's going to be on some sort of platform, some sort of conglomerate that's manipulating all our minds. But if I'm going to do it, I really need to do it correctly, and that's what I'm focused on. That was a really long way of saying that, but I do apologize.
I'm just creating this dissertation, really. I'm trying to finish. I'm trying to finish uni right now. Just kind of trying out different things. I'm auditioning for like different shows and stuff. just kind of trying out the videography, building that up on the side.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick too.
Trying to get into like documentary filmmaking like properly. Like I really want to capture people, like because it's just like there are so many kind of things about social media where not things, but like there's a level of connection that people have when like when your audience sees you in your most authentic and truest form. And so I really want to see, like, test that kind of, as a theory, like, what is it that, kind of engages someone? Because it is a question, like, I don't want to, like, put efforts and out, like, put hours into something and then kind of get, like, 100, 200 views. And it's you want to kind of be able to, feel like it's making an impact.
Yeah.
But you know what? At the same time, I would say that like making an impact, like it isn't just views. Like I think because like look at what you've done, even in the sense of kind of allowing people, like again, that space, just kind of opening the opportunity. Because for so many people that like are doing poetry now, like one of their first ever times performing in front of a camera was, with the shoot day. So it's kind of, okay, cool. I want to get to that stage where I have a platform, people are seeing it, whatever. But at the same time, I'm enjoying the fact that I'm adding value to kind of people's life and the messages that I get. That's that's sick.
That's a good point for me to drop the disclaimer that we talked about before the show. Disclaimer: my views might change in 6 months. Whatever I'm saying now, do not hold me accountable to that, because obviously we grow with time, and that's a nice point of view, which I do agree with. I sounded a bit vain and a bit dicky earlier.
Nah, bro. No, because like you mentioned like for example, just kind of a few people that I've worked with before, like recently, and it's like every single person that I work with, and I was at this like webinar the other day, listening to this like CEO of like this app, and he was saying it's not about being unique. Like you don't have to kind of like imagine be like what is unique in the sense of standing out in terms of like competition or whatever in business terms. It's kind of, you can walk in with like a red hat, big like shoes, fluffy, whatever. You can be unique, but it's not about that. It's about building a unique connection. So it's like kind of, if I'm able to like have that relationship with someone where they're, they feel like I've added that value to their life. It doesn't matter if I get like millions or billions of views, but at the same time, like 100, 200 is, like, get it off a little bit, You know what I'm saying? I'm capturing RVJ's show tonight, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of, it's nice because like, literally last minute, like yesterday, just hit me up being like, yo, I need this like for sure captured. It's
that's a sick thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and the way that you kind of, like way that I'm able to, I guess, make a living is by having these kind of building these networks, relationships with people, memories, things that I treasure as well. Like it's not like I'm just kind of adding the value to that. It's like I'm adding the value to my own life, and they add that. They're adding that value to my life as well. Just kind of by engaging, trusting in what I'm doing, and like, bro, like just to have someone just being like, yo, no, stop doubting yourself, get yourself together and say like that, like believe in what you're doing. I think, it's when you look for it, when you're searching for it, when you look for the right people, you'll find them. And it's important, I feel like, through my work that I've been able to connect with, people like Swagger, like Zara, like, but I don't want to name drop.
Nah, man, name drop, man.
Swag loves it, bro.
Yo,
did you see the live yesterday?
He
was making you up.
Yeah, man.
Swagger's
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Yo, that live was jokes, man. I love that.
Yeah.
I was just saying about Swag is very, when it comes to the scene, like Swag is very, he's very appreciative, and he always shows you maximum love. Like if he rates you, he rates you. Like he says my name in conversations whenever it comes to like videos and stuff, and he'll do the same for you when it comes to photography. And half the time, the people that come to me are because of Swag. because he goes to like nearly every open mic in London, and even if I'm not there, he'll say your name. Like, even if you're not there, he'll say your name. So, like, so shout out to Swag.
Yeah, 100%, man.
He's coming to the Spoken Lyrik show as well.
Okay, yeah, but he's not afraid to travel.
Love that guy.
He's come to Birmingham as well for some events as well. So that's actually amazing. Speaking, I want to backtrack on like content and obviously having views and people watching. Like, and we've talked about this. Like, how do you guys feel about poetry content online, like video content, and like, you know, people supporting or watching the content that we're creating? Because sometimes I definitely know that there's been a drop on my channel as to, you know, people watching my content. So like, how do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, I think naturally, like, after lockdown, people just kind of started to do more things, or just, you know, like, for example, lockdown times, like, there were, you know, so many lives, people were like, you know, kind of always, you know, hosting something or doing something online, and there were always so many views. But now it's kind of changed. I think people are out a bit more, and poetry just kind of like has its space at a certain time in the week, maybe. Yeah. So like for the majority of people, it's not like, you know, kind of something that they want to keep up with all the time, but just something that they maybe want to experience once in a, you know, once a fortnight, once a month or whatever. Yeah, but I don't think it's something to be disheartened by, because it's if anything, you know, like, things like this always like fluctuate, and you don't really know what's gonna trend or what's gonna, you know, blow up or whatever. Like, it's kind of, you can analyze and you can definitely have a strategy, and that's important. But, you know, if the issue is not getting views, then I guess, yeah, maybe find a way to get views, but I'm figuring that out. Still,
just to add to your point and answer your question as well, my take on it, disclaimer, my mind might change. This is just me captured in a moment of time.
Yeah, my mind is set, by the way.
Mate, I could be wrong, but as we were speaking about previously as well, just the madness of social media, bro. I think it's, for me, it's a two-edged sword, man. I think when we talk about views and things dropping and how to package that to audiences, I think the way we see things, because we're in the scene, might be a bit limited. And I think what we spoke about earlier in terms of, we've set out creating content for the poetry scene rather than just for normal people or for the masses. And poets get it, you know what I mean, but they're probably not going to support it because they've already seen it. They're a poet themselves. They're not. It's not something that they would watch. I do poetry, but I'm not always watching poetry videos, or I'm not full-time like watching poetry content or whatever, for example. So I think it's just a case, for me, my mindset at this current time is making it palatable, making it fresh, making it fun, making it exciting, making it digestible. It doesn't have to be heavy, but I think the person that inspires me regarding poetry content is Prince EA, unfortunately, an American guy. I did bang on about how I was consuming too much American content and wanted to make English, but I don't know if you've heard of Prince EA, but I wouldn't say I watched him and thought, oh my God, that's poetry, that's spoken word. I just watched it and enjoyed what he had to say. It had a message. It was filmed in a certain way where it was like a movie. He touched on several topics, and I think that's an example of how you can bring poetry content in a form of a poem to majority of people. But you do something a bit different, and so do you, in terms of behind the scenes and in terms of documenting the scene in many different ways. So I think the content, what you'd put out, again, would be different, but my view is that I guess we need to find a way to make it palatable to people that don't know anything about poetry. And I want you to bring up what you brought up earlier in terms of that specific thing, like making it palatable. You spoke about you spoke about the video that you did, that the vlog type thing, or the the poetry shows that you would go to if you was in this side of London or that side of London. Bring that up because that is cool. People need to know that.
So basically, like when it comes to my poetry videos, I feel like the more YouTubey type of video content gets more views. So like I did a video going to 5 or 6 poetry events in 1 week, and I got like nearly 100, 200 views. I think just over 100 views, and obviously behind the scenes stuff is more important, is more palatable as well, because I think poets have seen everyone's poems at this point, especially if you go around the open mic scene. So like I was thinking I gotta change my approach to making content instead of a lens of someone that is in poetry to someone that's outside of poetry who wants to get involved in poetry. So like Shak said, there was like 5 best poetry nights in North London, or like come with me as I explore the poetry scene in West London. You know, those kind of things. Like, I feel like I gotta make it in that kind of vibe, but I don't want to do it in a way where it's like I'm not selling out, but you know what I mean.
Ghetts
is my favorite.
Said in one of his albums, I think the track was called Intro. He says, "Bro, if Wiley didn't make a top 3 tune, he wouldn't have got top 3 money."
Is that Calm Before the Storm?
Calm Before the Storm.
Yeah, I got that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the exact bar. Top like paraphrasing, like if he didn't make that Rolex tune, he wouldn't have made Rolex money. He wouldn't have brought all these grime artists through. They wouldn't have had the Tinchy Strider era. We probably wouldn't have Dappy and them man there, even though they're not grime, but it brought people from the grime scene opportunities, and now they can actually do rap or grime and get known. So it's not necessarily selling out. Ghetts said it was just developing, and they missed the old him, but he was developing. And look at him now; he's still regarded as a sick MC. So I think it is a bit sucky, like it is a bit sellouty, but I guess if we do it in the right way.
Who are you selling out to though? Like that's the question.
It's because in my mind, just to answer your question, it feels like that because we're just creating naturally. We're creating something that oh my god, like this is sick to us.
Yeah.
But I see it as selling out because you're not making it for you anymore. You're making that compromise. Not selling out then, maybe compromising. You're not making it just for you anymore. You need to make it palatable to you and everyone else too.
That's not selling out though. It's compromise is part
change
of
of words.
Like 100%. Like I think selling out is just such like an outdated idea of kind of, you know, like having to stick to one kind of, you know, community or whatever, or grouping or form of identity. Is kind of like it's not. I think you have to. I think now we live in such a, you know, kind of the job market. Everyone's career has it. People have 5-6 careers as opposed to having one throughout their whole life. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like the kind of same thing here. It's you know, you have to kind of wear different hats in a sense.
I agree. Makes sense.
And obviously, there's a degree I think of like, you know, not being able to do the thing you really want to do, and that's like something which may feel like selling out, but maybe that's the goal in the end, to be in a position where you can do the thing that you want to do, and like compromise in any situation is part of life.
Sure,
I feel, because you know, value is only, it's subjective. It depends on the person opposite. I can't at my value, if I'm making videos, for example, if I'm not making it for someone else, there is no value, for example, because there's no one that adds that value to what I'm doing. So in the same sense, it's kind of like if I'm, you know, trying to elevate myself in terms of financially or socially or whatever, I have to compromise in order to be able to add value, because I'm not in that position of leverage yet. Once I get to that position of leverage, hopefully, see what I'm saying, man? I'll be making like, you know, crazy whatever.
You're gonna make that fuck you money. You know what I mean? Like, them ones there. Do you feel like posts don't support each other enough online, or
everyone has a brand really that they have to kind of shape, and everyone has a decision to make in terms of what they want, how they want that brand to be represented. If, you know, kind of, you know, we know it's already like to kind of maintain story viewers, for example, after like 5-6 days of posting, it kind of goes down. For me, at least.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
It does for everyone, bro.
Yeah.
Sucky for him.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of, you have to be careful with what you post, and like, you know, your moves have to be strategic, I guess.
Yeah. For me, like the only way for me to get more views on a video is like I create a trailer. So I do trailers for the podcast. I do trailers of like videos that I'm working on, and like maybe the first few minutes of it, just so that people get a taste for it and know that's coming. And then if they want that, then they can expect that because I make people know that my content drops every Sunday at 10, so people know, but they know what's coming that Sunday for people to come through. And then I make it easier for them, like on stories, the link is there, you just tap it.
In regards to your original question about poets not sharing other poets, I think you just can't expect that from people. Yeah, you can't expect it from people. And I think the baseline is creating something, like Belal said, where you're providing value for someone. Like, it's what I said earlier about making it palatable to everyone. Everyone, not just focusing on the poetry community, because the poetry community is not what's going to get us out of here, or well known, or views on videos. They will, like, it's all love, bro. I'm not saying it's not all love.
I mean every poet I know has shown support in some shape or form.
But there's a limit, you know what I mean? There's not all of us, bro. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of us. When I stepped into the scene, when I stepped in the scene, bro, I thought, oh my God, this is massive. Like, oh, this poet and that poet, and they're doing this. But look how small it is, bro. I live in Wolverhampton, and I'm in reaching distance of you right now. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm in reaching distance of most poets. If I want to see a sick poet in the scene, I can go to a show, step on the open mic, and I'm on stage with them. Yeah. So the scene is really niche and really small. So we can't really expect the scene to lift us out or get us more views or do stuff. And everyone's got their own brand and everything as well. So it's a complicated situation.
I think like you have to kind of provide something that they can't get, because poets can you can hit poetry anywhere now, like especially if you're a poet. There's like 500 events going on in a week, and you're already doing poetry. Like who wants to eat shit and like do poetry 24/7? Like you get tired of it. So I think like when I do behind the scenes content, people fuck with that. When I do, I don't know if you've seen the poetry clip show that I do. I dropped 2 episodes on Christmas time, but like it's basically just random clips of like stuff that happens outside of events, where like
I've seen some of those.
Poets doing karaoke, poets freestyling like with Belal and stuff. Like people want to see. I've got one. I've not dropped it yet, but it's Nomadic and Noor spitting.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I will drop that at some point. But like, yeah, people will want to see that because that's something you don't see. Like, who sees Noor spitting bars on a freestyle? No one. So obviously they're gonna click on that. Or if like someone that you don't think sings will sing, like people are gonna watch it. So yeah, I guess that helps. But then I guess like thinking of unique content that if it just slaps, it slaps regardless if it's poetry or not.
Yeah, that's more my angle. But for the scene, definitely.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for the scene, most definitely they want to see something that they've not seen. But I think it's an amalgamation of everything that we've said, really.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I've got the fucking answers, bro. I definitely don't. If I did have the answers, I'd be on a yacht somewhere. You get me? We'd be doing this podcast on a yacht.
Wow, that's the next one. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna do it in space. As poets, like, do you have any poets that you kind of look up to, or kind of like do you have a favorite poet, whether that be here or in the US? That you really like, think, right, I would really like to meet them, or they really inspired me.
Low Kana. Yeah, I'll be honest.
I've said that.
I get that a lot. Like people say when you rap, you sound exactly like him.
You do, bro.
Yeah, you do, bro.
Not exactly, but you do.
You know what? I'll take that because that's how actually like I
It's
started.
hard,
I started rapping because like I started listening to his music. Like, and whenever, for example, like when I was at Amy's open mic.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, no, the event the other night.
Wings and Words.
I was like, when they asked like what beat to put on, I was like, yeah, put on the Loyal Kana type beat. You know, it's fine. Like someone I definitely look up to. I think he's definitely done something which is, you know, he's had an impact, not only in terms of changing, you know, kind of the idea of rap itself and bringing conscious rap to a more mainstream audience, but also in the themes that he explores, very much themes that I kind of want to explore as well. Things like race, things like identity, things like, you know, questioning oneself. You know, his music has been a good accompaniment for me, and I guess if anything, that's someone that I definitely look up to for sure.
Just I don't know, be edgy and cutting edge, but I actually have a tattoo saying no idols. I've idolized people for so long, but poets, as I say, I'm in reaching distance. So I've seen some poets and thought, oh my god, you're so sick, and then I'm performing beside them, and it's kind of like, you're just a normal person, like, why am I idolizing you? But with that being said, I'm inspired by so many, bro. Like, how many times have you been to a random night, saw a new person? My favourite thing is new people. Like, when they step up and they do a sick poem, and it's like, what, that's your first time? And you can see and feel like the nervousness, the energy and the excitement when they get a round of applause. And I think that's beautiful. Some of my favourite moments are not seeing sick people that I know are sick already. It's the new people, like, most of the time. And whenever I watch Belal.
I agree. I know you actually hit something that I say to Harun all the time. I'm more excited about the new people just because, like, I've been around the open mic circuit and I've heard everyone's poems. They're all sick. They perform it wickedly, and they're my favorite poets. But I've heard them. I want new content. It's like Netflix. Like, I want a new poem. Like, give me a new poem. Give me a new person. I want some new blood. Like, and then when someone comes through like swinging, wordplay, flows, like just presence, you know what I mean? Just like killing it. And I'm all like someone that's really sensitive or like really like drills down into like reflective feelings and you feel something. Then I'm like, right, okay, like that is sick. And that's because there's a spectrum of poetry that you can hit. And I don't think all of it's been hit yet. So I'm sure there's someone there that will service that lane.
Can I just shout out the Blank Canvas Society in Birmingham? That is, we've both been there and both performed. The Blank Canvas Society, run by Andre, based in Birmingham. They have an event, I think it's every other month or every month. And what they specifically do in their show is they run activities for people just to write and perform on that night.
Oh, sick.
Like, you can be anyone. Like, there is poets there, but yeah, they've just included everyone. And I said to them, you're creating new blood for the scene, and that's what it needs. We need new faces, and we need people that are like, you don't have to be a poet. Like, I wouldn't go around saying, oh my god, I'm a poet, I'm a spoken word artist. Like, I do for bios because people ask for that bio, like when I'm performing. But if someone asks me that, I just talk shit on a mic, bro. That's what I usually say. I just talk shit on a mic. But yeah, like, you don't need to be a poet, bro. It's just so nice to see someone write, express themselves, and that's their true feeling. Like, some people talk about their kids or like reflect on a death for the first time, and that's mad, and that's what that show does. It allows that space, and I think just wanted to share it at them because they're good people.
So I was talking to Shaks before we started the podcast about Have a Go Heroes, and he's one, you're one, and apparently I'm one as well. Like, yeah, you want to talk about like that as well? It's something that everyone, I think, needs to apply to themselves, because I think every time I tell someone that they can do something, they say, no, I don't have the training or I don't have the experience. But like, you got to start from somewhere. Like, you don't just start at 100. You start from 0 and then you get there. You know what I mean?
You know what? Just to answer this quickly.
Yeah.
Flipping, I'm on a course at the moment in college doing like film stuff and industry stuff regarding film. Bro, like, when they was telling me about how you joined the BBC, no matter how skilled you are, you start as a runner.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
That's what the industry people are telling me. They've brought in like top dogs in that industry that get jobs, and they're saying you start off as a runner. And the person turned around and said, why the F did I do a degree in this? Why did I spend all that time like getting educated when I could have just started as a runner, had a can-do attitude and worked my way up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the point exactly. Like, yeah, have a go hero. Just get involved, man. Like, when I was asking Dan, the video editor that edited the last Spoken Lyrik videos, what's your advice for learning this? Go on YouTube, do it. And that's what Bilal's I'm telling Belal, like that's what Belal has done. Do you want to expand on
exactly, like the answers are there, like you just have to like look for them. It's kind of like, you know, if you want to do something but you stay in the same spot, not searching for like, you know, the kind of path to get there, then you're not going to find the path. It's kind of like you almost make it up as you go, but obviously you have to be kind of, you know, careful and, you know, wise, I guess, in what decisions you make. And you will make mistakes, but you have to be prepared for that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that you got to kind of invest in yourself, and some people come to it where like they kind of forced it. Like for me, I was kind of forced into it. Like I can't afford to get a course or whatever, so YouTube's the answer, Skillshare's the answer. Like you can learn anything on YouTube, you can learn anything on Skillshare. You just have to like Google it, and like information is there for free. Like you don't have to pay for it anymore. And
it's only gonna get worse, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Like
or better. Depends on how you look at it.
And it's getting easier because with AI coming now, like I don't know how you feel about AI in photography or videography. It can help you or it can like make you obsolete. I guess there's a danger of that, but like it could make your life better. And like tools wise, like it can help you do things quicker, or like you don't even need the sickest machine anymore because it's all on the cloud or whatever. So yeah, man, like I started off with a phone. Did you guys experience imposter syndrome at any point? And like
all the time, like bro, like literally I've been saying this like the whole time now, like before this podcast, even like just in the middle of this as well, like all the time. I don't feel like you know, kind of all these things that I'm doing or whatever, to me it's just I'm doing them because I enjoy them. I don't think any form of kind of, you know, compliments or appreciations, just I don't think it's really something that I can take easily, because it's, bro, it's kind of like when you start doing things and like you get out of your mind and you stop just fantasizing and you kind of go for it, things start happening. And when they start happening, you realize, wait, hold up, like, okay, they're happening to me. Okay, cool. So that means that it's possible. Then anything just kind of seems possible.
Yeah, I like that.
It's weird talking about this like motivational stuff because it's kind of like it's you just kind of do it. One day you wake up, you get tired of yourself, you get sick of just kind of thinking all the time like what if, and then you just kind of do it. And then when you start doing it, like you just keep on. It's like you have to be able to take that risk. If you're not willing to take that risk, if you're not willing to leave your comfort zone in order to like, you know, go hunting, because that's the metaphor someone like brought up the other day. It's like when you're kind of doing this like creative stuff, you're hunting in a sense. You have to go out and search for, you know, your prey or whatever, and like kind of
stalk it
and be prepared and go for it. That's the mentality you have to have. So if you're sitting down just kind of, you know, dreaming and thinking like, oh, what if I can, you know, have all of these people, you know, giving me a round of applause and all my awards and whatever, like, and I'm just sitting there dreaming, I think it will just eat me alive.
TED Talk coming soon.
Bro,
TED Talk coming soon.
Same time though, I only am able to say that because we're blessed enough to have the, you know, the privilege of being able to do this. It's like the majority of people. This is something which I think is it's a motivating factor for me as well. It's super important because, like, you know, I see so many people that I'm, you know, kind of related to, you know, bloodline family that aren't able to kind of have these opportunities.
Privileges,
And I'm sure, like, you know, a lot of us kind of within the poetry scene, you know, don't come from a, you know, fully English background or, you know, like a fully European background. And we recognize that our families back home, you know, may not have the same opportunities. Like, for example, one of my cousins, like, says, you know, if he ever came to, you know, the UK, he would do kickboxing. You know, and that for me is kind of like such a crazy thing because for him it's not an option yet. For me, it's something that I kind of don't really, you know, I take for granted. So then when I look at all the other opportunities, not only just kickboxing, but wait, I can, you know, go and do this and do this and do this. Then I ask myself, well, if you know, someone would die for my opportunities, if someone would literally die for my opportunities, for this dream that they have, and I'm just here with everything in front of me and just refusing to eat from the table, then you know that's a fault on my own behalf. And even on the other side, I feel there's a responsibility that I have in kind of, you know, using what God's blessed me with in order to kind of make something out of it. You know, God kind of encourages you to strive, and if I don't strive and I'm just sitting there in the same spot wondering about what life could be like, then inevitably I'll just kind of, you know, kind of feel defeated, and that's not a feeling I want to feel. I want to feel, you know, fulfilled.
Elevated,
yeah, 100%.
Content as well, that's a word. I actually want to say, like, there's something I usually say about imposter syndrome. Like, the only imposter is the syndrome.
Ooh.
So
yeah.
Everything's a poem.
Yeah, like the thing is like no one told you that. Like the thing is, like, we're so powerful that only we can talk ourselves out of our dreams. So yeah, like no one else can stop you but you, and no one else can bring about the change you want but you. Like, you're that powerful. You are the god of your own universe. Like, you can do this. Like, so yeah, it's just about just having enough belief and faith in yourself to, like, just carry this shit through.
But remember, that's not something that's afforded to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, yeah.
Like, it is, again, like the fact that we have the chance to do it. And even if, like, someone's like watching this or listening to this and just kind of, you know, wanting to kind of start doing that thing.
Yeah.
Remember that, you know, in this point of time where you still have the choice to make that, to do that thing, that choice is not going to last forever for anybody. Make that choice, take that, you know, jump and start doing that thing, because you never know what tomorrow is going to be like, you know. So you don't want to get complacent, I guess.
No, what you said is just, like, completely something that people should be taking on board. So obviously, like, before we close out, I just wanted to, like, ask you, like, is there a favorite line that you've written or a piece of content you've created that you want someone to check out?
Yeah, my website. So I put everything on there, like my gallery, the videos I've made, the music I've made, the pictures I've taken. I've got pictures of, like, I don't know, a few people, cool people. Check them out. Yeah, I guess everything about me is on there.
Favorite line that you've ever written?
A favorite line that I've ever written.
It's a hard question, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
we asked that at the
That's
shoot
a
day
hard
interview
question as
about the poems that they did. Their favourite line out of the poems is so hard.
Yeah, it's hard. I can't. I
okay.
Don't know.
How about a favorite piece that you like performing?
I don't have a favorite. I genuinely don't. Like,
Okay.
it's just kind of at different times I just do different things. Like, I think one thing I always go towards, like, talking about, like, one thing I'm always talking about in my poetry is, like, dreams. So it's like, I'm tired of my dreams, for example, things like that. It's like yeah, I think, I don't know. But I've got a lot of bars.
Just check his stuff out. You know what I mean?
Too many bars.
What about you, Shak?
Oh shit, yo, too many bars, fam. Who said that? Chipmunk and Bugsy Malone can't run out of bars, man.
Can't run out of bars. Yeah, it's Chipmunk. I'm a Chipmunk fan, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
Birmingham.
I think it varies again. Too many bars to count.
Yeah, bro. Literally,
I think that's just going to be a go-to answer. You know what I mean?
Nah, for real, like, I personally like variety, and I write a variety of different things. Literally, Belal's heard a chicken poem, and he's heard a poem about literally erectile dysfunction, bro. Like, different about porn.
I need to search that one.
I took it there, but that's what I'm saying about. I write about different things, and I rotate them. So it's just whatever's popping at the time, whatever the people vibe with. That's my favourite piece to perform.
Okay, cool. I know, obviously, Spoken Lyrik, you want people to check that out as well?
Yeah, of course, man. I think Noor, by the time this comes out, potentially would have a show in London, Spoken Lyrik show in London. If not previously, we've been running events in Wolverhampton, and we have a YouTube series full of, as you know, very talented poets like yourself, and I'm sure it will evolve, so keep us in the back of your minds.
Yeah, hopefully I'll come through one time. I've really enjoyed having you guys here. I've learned a lot, especially, like, just you guys in general as a people. yeah, like I really feel privileged to have just like shared ideas with you guys and experiences in the scene. And I can't wait for people to just watch this and just get to know Spoken Lyrik. Thank you so much for coming through, man.
Thank you, Fav. Thank you for having me. Honestly, first podcast, so
yeah, man.
Thank you for that opportunity, and thank you for blessing up the thing and making it happen.
No, 100%.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank
they
you.
Got
for
Belal,
us,
man. Go get some photos from
Bro,
Belal.
big up you guys, man.
Stixton.com, fam.
Yeah, I was like, how do you pronounce that? Because I keep
Stixton.com.
It's Stixton.
You just don't pronounce it, innit? It's just you kind of read it. You know what's mad? You know, I was actually at this audition like the other week, and the casting person asked me. She was like, "How do you say your name?" Because my acting name's Ahmed, not Belal. Like I separate the two. Even in my work, it's Ahmed. You know, I just just the kind of personal things is Belal. But anyway, she's like, "Is it Ahmed or is it Ahmed?" And she's like, "Yeah, dead joke. Fuck. Yeah, no. Thank you for having us, man. Yeah, it was amazing. I really had a good time, man. It was pleasure.
I appreciate it, man. And I've really loved. I've really had fun, man. So and now we're gonna enjoy RVJ, Noor, Temi T, and Lay Speaks do their thing at Side by Side in West Kensington. So yeah, man, get ready for that. And if you're watching this, it's already happened, so you missed out. So yeah, peace, man.
Safe.
Take care.